All right, everyone. Thanks for joining in. This one is going to be a quick one. It's pretty simple, super easy to get your head around, not like the last two kind of abstract concepts, but this one's just really straightforward, right? It's 5 reasons why you should be calling your customers and saying thank you. Now, it'll be about 10 minutes. So hopefully be the shortest one that we've done so far. But basically, these are the 5 benefits that we'll go through. Mental health, better relationships, upselling opportunities, getting positive reviews, and gathering feedback. So before we get any further, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, sitting there being like, all right, yeah, I send thank you emails, but this is not about emails. These 5 benefits you can only really get through the phone call. It's not relevant to the thank you email. The thank you emails won't give you these 5 benefits. You only get these benefits from having an actual one-on-one conversation and taking your time out of your day to do that. If you're sending, those auto emails through some, email management system that thanks your customers after a purchase, that's, besides the point. That's the opposite of the lesson here. So we'll go through why that is. There's these 3 reasons why it's calling over email, right? One is that it's real time. So you're developing a 2-way conversation and you can have a back and forth, right? Ask a question, get an answer, ask another question, get another answer, and vice versa, right? So that's something that you can't do through email. The other one is that it's more effort, right? So it shows the customer that you actually care, that you took the time out of your day, pick up the phone, call them, tell them that you were thinking about them, and that makes the customer feel really good. And last but not least, just get a greater attention span, right? When you're having a phone call with a customer, you actually have their undivided attention. Whereas if you're sending an email, there's probably a 30% chance that they'll even open the email, because we know that the average email open rates are going lower and lower every year. 7 out of those 10 emails that you sent didn't even get open. So what was the point? Okay, so let's get into it. Point number 1, it improves mental health. So this has actually been scientifically studied from a Dr. Robert Emmons. So basically this professor, doctor, scientist was studying the effects of showing gratitude to the brain and the brain waves and kind of the health of the brain and how the brain functions. And he found a lot of really interesting things that it's scientifically proven to improve mental health, self-esteem, reduces aggression, and it enhances empathy. And it was actually what it was doing, it's reducing the toxic emotions like envy, frustration, regret, resentment. It really just does a really good job of just reducing all of those negative emotions. So I think if you think about it, it makes sense, right? Even, a lot of religions, a lot of, churches, a lot of the, even psychologists that are helping people going through mental illness, one of the things that you're supposed to do is be grateful, is to show gratitude. It brings you down to earth, creates humility, it kind of brings, keeps your ego in check as well. So all of these things really do help your mental health. So if you can just take 5 minutes out of your day, once a day, just take 5 minutes, call up maybe the customer who spent the most on your site that day or the day before. Just call them up and say, hey, my name is Ahmed. I'm the founder of this Nadif handheld bidet store that you bought from. Just wanted to call and say thank you. And, if there's anything else that you need, please let me know, right? Say something like, appreciate that you're helping a small business. As small businesses, your trust means a lot to us, a lot to me. I just want to take some time out and say thank you, right? That's it. Don't try to make a sale. Don't try to do anything like that. Just say thank you and show your gratitude and be authentic. And it'll go a long, long way. And that starts making me feel a lot better. Like, I love making these phone calls because I just get so much from them. Even though I'm the one that's saying thank you, I end up getting thanked as well. And that just, makes me feel really good. And it's one of the things that's one of my favorite things to do, is just to say thank you to my customers. And again, as entrepreneurs, this is important, right? There's so many, these days, mental health is a big talking point. A lot of people are talking about mental health issues. Athletes are coming out, entrepreneurs are coming out. A lot of these, celebrities are coming out saying that they're struggling with this. So it's something that's misunderstood, and it's coming out more and more. Right? We like to treat our physical health for a disease. We think that disease is only something that affects our body, but there's diseases that affect our brains. And just showing gratitude is one way just to prevent that, right? Just like you eat healthy and you go to the gym for your physical body, saying thank you is like that for the mind. Okay, next up, better relationships. So in a 2014 study in a magazine, I think called Emotion, it's a more kind of a technical scientific magazine, they actually found that when you say thank you to somebody new, somebody that you've met, I think new acquaintance or any acquaintance really, if you say thank you in your conversation, it's more likely that that person is going to want to build an ongoing relationship with you. So I'm not really exactly sure how the study was done, but it could have been that they had a bunch of people meet somebody new, fill out a survey, what they thought, and then after the interaction, and some people in that survey, in that interaction, expressed gratitude, whereas some didn't. They found that the people that received gratitude from the people running the study were more likely to kind of check that they would like to maintain a relationship with that person. So, again, this was a scientifically proven study where they're seeing that just saying thank you increases your perceived kind of value to the person that you're talking to, and they're going to want to keep that relationship or more likely to maintain a relationship. That, in the case of e-commerce, is the returning customer, right? So an ongoing relationship is a repurchasing, a retained customer. So by saying thank you, you're actually increasing the chances of creating a retained customer, right? You're actually creating more future opportunities for your business when you reach out and say thank you. And so I think that's something that's really cool too. Thirdly is upselling opportunities. So this one goes without saying, right? This one is if you're a salesperson, if you're a marketer, you know that anytime you have the attention, the undivided attention of somebody that is in your target market, you should be selling, you should be closing. Now, in this case, it's not about being pushy, right? You don't want to be pushy and try to sell something. The objective of the call is actually to say thank you. But when you say thank you, you should keep the conversation open. You should ask some questions. You should, get more feedback. And by doing that and asking about their likes and dislikes and asking them how they like the product and what else do they like about it and what else did they wish that you had, when you create an open-ended conversation and let your customer who you're talking to lead the conversation and wherever they want to take it after you've said thank you, right? You say thank you, and then you put the ball in the customer's court and let them kind of take the conversation wherever they want to take it. And if you see that there's a sign that they might be interested in another product, or they might be interested in purchasing for a friend, or might be interested in getting some gifts for Christmas, or whatever the case may be, if that opportunity arises, then don't be shy to take it, right? Take that opportunity. Even though you're calling to say thank you and that's it, keep that in mind. You're only calling to say thank you. Don't come in with the expectation of making a sale. That making a sale is making another sale or an upsale is actually a positive byproduct of a really good conversation. So really focus on keeping the conversation good. But again, if that upselling opportunity arises, which it will, I guarantee you that it will, then you can get in there and treat that call like maybe a sales call. But again, keep that attitude towards gratitude first. The fourth thing is getting positive reviews. So this is, you guys probably already know this. It's a very common stat. 70% of online shoppers consult reviews before making a purchase. But there's a lot of stats around the reviews. The reviews do a really good job in closing sales, increasing conversion rates, reducing abandoned checkouts, things like that. The positive reviews are really good for this. And so when you're having a conversation with a customer and just to say thanks, if that conversation is something that's really productive and fruitful, you should be asking for a positive review, right? Especially if this is a customer who, what I like to do is I actually like to call returning customers as well. Because when you call a returning customer, you know that you're doing a good job because they liked what you did the first time they bought from you. They liked that they got the product on time, it's good quality, it's what they expected, and they trusted you, and then they bought again. So that second purchase for me was the one where I would really go for the review, right? I'd be like, so, notice that you bought a couple times. Again, I thank you for that. But it seems like, if you like our product, would you mind leaving a review? and then I would just manually send them a link where they can leave a review. And every time, I think maybe only a couple of times somebody said they would, but they didn't actually do it. But I think like 95, 99% of the time, whenever I asked for a review in that phone call, I got that review. So yeah, that's something that you should really look at doing. The last point, gathering feedback. So this is, again, where you want to leave things open-ended, right? You're not just saying thank you and then hanging up. You're saying thank you, and then you're asking some questions. And by asking these questions, you're kind of opening up more information to you. It's like you're opening up a window, or you're opening up a door to like more insights, more, answers to like what your business is missing, what your website is missing, what your products are missing. And you get to this zone where you're having this free-flowing conversation with your customer, that you're actually learning from them and what their needs are. At first, a customer might say, yeah, everything's good. Thanks a lot. That's good, right? But, that's where you don't want to ask them, like, how do you like the product? If you just ask something so general, they're just going to say, yeah, it was good. I like it. Thanks for the call. Take care, kind of thing. But you have to really learn how to ask really specific questions, like ask questions about specific product features. Ask something about what they didn't like, right? Actually go out and say, instead of what did you think, actually go specifically like, what did you not like? Get that. It's really important, I think, to ask how they heard about you, because this will tell you where your marketing is coming from, right? This is actually a really, really key one. When you ask how they heard about you, they might say something like Google search. They might say, oh, a friend of mine told me, or they might say something like, oh, I found you guys on Facebook. So, it was really crazy for me how, I don't, obviously I see my stats on where my traffic is coming from, and obviously wherever it's coming from, I expect that that's where people are buying from me. But, when I call my customer and ask how they found out about me, the two major ones are actually Google and I heard through a friend. So what that tells me is that, again, these are customers that you're calling because, you're trying to say thank you because they were a good customer. I don't call any regular customer. I'll only call my customer who have spent way above average, because I get too many sales where I can't just call everybody up. So I'll only call the people that are above my average cart value purchasers. And so when I call them up, obviously I want to learn who they are and where they came from, because this is an above average customer. Because, as a marketer, not only do you want more customers, but you want more of your best customers, right? Because would you rather have more of your average customers or more of your best customers? Right? The obvious answer is more of your best customers. But to get more of your best customers, you need to learn where they're currently coming from, so you can double down on those channels. So what I was finding is that my best customers were coming from Google, or they were coming from word of mouth. There's actually word of mouth where the people that I learned were coming when they're buying more than once. So a retained customer was actually a customer, like a customer that bought more than twice or more, was someone that was more likely not referred through a friend. So that told me that word of mouth referral is really, really important in getting me my best customers. Google was a great way for me to get above average orders that were maybe first time buyers. So I wouldn't have known this if I didn't call people and start getting that feedback. So this is what's important about that, right? At the end of the day, the people that you're talking to, regardless of these five, the five benefits, this is a really big benefit. This fifth one is you want more of your best customers. And these thank you conversations are conversations with your best customers. If you remember the customer segmentation video that we did, the webinar that I did, that was, I think, episode 2 around the customer segmentation, right? These are customers that are your potential promising customers, your loyal customers, your champion customers, right? These are customers that are at the top right of that matrix, right? Not the matrix, but they're the top right of that diagram. And you want to find what the common pattern is with those people so that you can apply it to other customers, right? It might be something like you might find that there's, for some reason, it's like people that live in a certain town or a certain city. And, you have to start talking to these customers to learn, well, why is it that people in, Toronto really love my product, right? Why is there Why is there a skew towards Toronto customers rather than Montreal or Vancouver customers? So you have to talk to the customers to figure out and try to find the pattern. Why is that it? And so yeah, so again, that's basically it, right? It's really important to talk to your customers for the main reason, and this is the fifth one, which I prefer, as I believe is the most important, is to learn what your best customer, who your best customers are, and what makes them your best customers. So that with that insight, now you know where else to market, right? You'll get ideas for how you can market so that you can get more of your best customers. Cool. Awesome. So that's that. That's a quick one. The next one is also, it's going to be, I'm going to go back to making my drawings and diagrams. The last couple webinars, I didn't use any of my drawings, but the next one I'm going to be going through that. It's basically, we're going to be modeling how to create a team around the Ninja Turtles. So we're going to be using the Ninja Turtles as a model for the perfect team, and then working backwards from there, dissecting that and figuring out how we need to build our team so that we can mimic, the Ninja Turtles model and create a team that has really diverse skills that can really achieve all four corners of kind of what's needed to run a business. So yeah, the next one is how to create your perfect team. See you then. This takes a while for me to end.